Cough it up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, this is the Aaron and John Show with your hosts, Aaron and John.
Are these still like $4? Good thing that's close. Are these still like $4 for a six-pack?
Like $3.90.
$3.90, yeah, that rules. America is still pretty cool.
Inflation has hit a lot of things, but has not hit that.
Thank God. I don't know what America would do if people had to pay more for a six-pack of Natty.
I know, dude. It's crazy because it blows my mind how is it that the Quick Trip can now cost, like, for one of these Natties, like a six-pack of Natties that are 16 ounces. They are 16 ounces. Yeah. They're like $6.50.
They bumped them?
Yeah. Oh, dude, they're expensive now.
What?
Because, like, you know, the whole point of the reason why you even go to the Quick Trip was because the six-pack were like the six-pack of the 16 ounces were at least like a $2 cheaper than everywhere else. Yeah, like super cheap.
You and I lived together 7 years ago.
But
$3.90
at the Dollar General.
What fueled the podcast for years.
Yeah. We live off of the six packs
at the Dollar General that you can walk to. You're saving money here and there and everywhere. It's amazing.
You know, it's just one of those things. So, hey guys, what's up? We are here on a new episode of
These Are More Alcoholic
of the podcast. This is episode 57, I think.
John and Aaron.
The Aaron and John Show.
J&A.
How in the hell are you doing, Aaron?
Ja Rule Show. Pretty good.
Good. We're doing this on a different night than we normally do it.
It's a Tuesday.
Because you were out of town.
Yeah, I went to, did a three-city little run. Went to Columbia, Missouri last Sunday. Chicago for about 6 days, and then Indianapolis this past Sunday.
You were in Chicago for that long?
Yeah.
I didn't know you were there that long. Did you do shows every night?
No, we kind of botched Chicago. We got on 2 good shows and then a couple mics, but we kind of fucked up. And we had fun.
Like artists do.
We went to the beach. Well, it was nice just to get the fuck out.
That's true.
You know?
Who drove? I mean, Dayton?
We took my car.
Okay.
Because he has a truck with horrible gas mileage.
Yeah, makes sense.
It was the best decision we could have made. I think I'm going to move up to Chicago.
Are you really?
Mm-hmm.
When will that be?
Probably at the end of summer.
Okay.
Imagine. The guy we stayed with is a comic, and he's got this very small extra room, but it's cheap as fuck.
Nice.
Like $300.
Oh, $300 in Chicago.
All day in a nice neighborhood. Like
it's one of those
Lakeview.
things. Okay. Yeah.
Like
it makes sense to take that. You should definitely take that, Aaron.
Yeah.
You should definitely take that.
I know, because I was going to move to New York by the end of the year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That was the goal. $300 in Chicago. That's the thing. It's in Chicago, which is a significant scene as well as.
So, yeah, I can afford to. I can afford to keep my car because my insurance is stupid, but I can afford to keep it because parking's free, and I'll be around like all these other cities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even Kansas City's close.
Right.
Fucking, I'll just be on the run all the time.
How far is it from here to?
8 hours, like straight almost.
Okay. Yeah.
You go through like St. Louis and then pop up.
Yeah, because it was a couple years ago. We went on that comedy tour. I went with you and
Ryan and Tom.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you guys, we went from here to Chicago, right?
I think we did. Yeah.
Well, the first night, we stayed in.
Was it Omaha?
Omaha.
We went to
Omaha? Yeah.
Did we do Denver?
We did do Denver, but we went to. I'm pretty sure we
drove from Denver to Chicago.
Was it Denver from Chicago? I thought we went from Chicago to Denver. No, you're right, because Chicago was the end. Yeah.
We were in Chicago for like 2 days. We went to
Milwaukee.
And then,
I forgot we went to Milwaukee because Milwaukee was such a weird. Because it was. Did we spend the night someplace?
No, we drove back.
Yeah.
Ryan drove. Rest in peace, Ryan. We drove. He died.
No.
Last year, he had a heart attack.
What? I did not know.
I thought you knew.
No.
Oh yeah, he was teaching English in China and he passed away. He had a heart problem, but he drove.
Oh my God!
9 hours.
Holy shit!
Milwaukee.
That quiet.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Walker, good guy.
Wow. To Ryan, damn.
Good kid. Yeah. So we drove.
That one's weird. That one hits different.
I thought you knew about that.
No, I hadn't. I wondered why we never saw him around.
Well, he went to China.
I know that.
English
I know he
went
to China. Yeah. But I always wondered why he never came back and visited.
Yeah. I don't think he kept. I think shortly after our tour, he quit
Comedy?
stand up. I think he went back to improv because that's what he was doing in Chicago
Okay.
when he lived there.
Wow.
Or he moved to California. He moved around a lot.
Wow. Because he was only, how old was he then? Like
38 when he died. I think.
Yeah, he
So
wasn't
like 35 or.
because he wasn't that much older than us. He was only like 2 years old, 2 or 3 years older than. Oh, I guess
about 8,
8.
6, 7 or 8.
Damn.
But
Damn, Ryan, wherever the fuck you are, buddy.
Yep, stinks. Good guy.
Good
But,
guy. What a great guy too. Damn.
We were
He
supposed
was
to.
teaching English in China, so he was doing good
know.
shit too.
He just had a heart problem nobody knew about.
Damn.
Like a family thing, I think.
Shit.
Sometimes you can't fucking beat shit like
You
that.
can't.
Stinker.
Fuck.
Widowmaker kind of shit.
Mm.
But yeah, we drove from Milwaukee. We what do? We headlined. No, we opened up an open mic where they made a show out of the beginning of the open mic for Tom, Ryan, and I, and then we drove 9.5 hours home that night.
Oh, good
And
God.
I think Ryan, this gave me like the worst anxiety I've ever had.
Did you drive?
No, I didn't drive, but I was behind Ryan, and Ryan was driving through a fucking thunderstorm in Iowa.
Oh, good
And it was
Lord.
like he was going like 95, 100 miles an hour.
Why?
He was just like, "We're gonna get through this." And I was like, "Okay, but you don't have to drive." So fucking, and he was just like,
he was
burning.
the one driving the car.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ryan was, and he was just fucking going as fast as you can in a torrential downpour.
That's not what you
It
do.
was horrifying. I got almost got panic attacks like for a year while I was driving, like in traffic or rain or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like I can't do this. It was crazy. But yeah, I think I'll move to Chicago. Milwaukee's really close too. Everything's really close to Chicago, and I fly for free still, so it's all good.
Oh,
I have a good time.
I did set the clock.
Hey, there it is.
Hey.
Yes.
That was Ryan, probably.
Yep, that
Thank
was
you,
Ryan.
Ryan. Damn, I feel like he needs to be somewhere. Like he needs. Damn, this one sucks because he was such a great guy.
He's a good guy.
He was a damn good guy. I'm sorry, I brought that back up, but it's like, I did not know. I did not know at all.
I was,
This was so crazy. I had no clue.
yeah.
No
I was
clue.
thinking about this because, like, you and I have met. I feel like the same thought process goes through a lot of people's minds who know a lot of people in general. Just like a sincere amount of people, like a sincerely large amount of people. And being in like you're the filmmaker community and my like comedy community, like people are gonna die.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes it's just like, oh, that I vaguely knew that person,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then other times it's like, how do I feel about this? Like,
Yeah.
this sucks, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but like,
How do you really feel? Like if you.
well, how are you supposed to feel knowing that it happens anyway? Like people are just gonna die. And
Yeah. I think you're supposed to feel shocked. I think you're supposed to feel.
but
like,
it's not shocking.
Well, it's not.
It's shocking that it's somebody
at the
that
moment.
You know,
I think it's shocking in the sense of
Yeah,
like you're
sure.
just living your life and then
Yeah.
bam, it
and
just
then boom, it hits.
yeah, because you're
In the
never gonna
moment,
see that
it's
person.
Like, oh shit.
Because
Yeah.
it really is the ultimate. Like you'll never see this person ever again.
Yeah, I guess you're right in that regard. It's just weird. Like death is such a interesting thing to think about.
Yeah, well, it is because I think about it all the time too.
I
Even
jerk
with
off
like,
to it.
I think about it too in the sense of, I have like people I went to film school with,
Mhm.
and like no matter where we are in the world, like we'll forever have that connection with each
Yeah.
other, and yeah, like they've been growing up and
Yeah.
having families and doing their film stuff, and I'm doing my film stuff, and like one day, like yeah, we will be no mas,
Yeah,
like
crazy.
and like how will I feel about like
Yeah.
damn, like Joe, I went to film school with this Joe guy,
Mhm.
and then how do I like damn,
He just got fucking had a heart attack.
he just had a heart attack and
Stroke,
died.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Got hit by a car.
And it's like damn, he was an amazing camera guy or
Yeah.
something like that.
Got abducted by aliens, and
Yeah.
they were like, not good enough, and they just dropped him out of the UFO, and he died on impact.
Yeah, but yeah,
happened.
death is. But I it was so funny because I've been trying to write a story
Mm-hmm.
with the fact of like dealing with my mother's my biological mother's death,
Mhm.
because what happened was
Big
I
cat.
found out like taking a dump, but it was like when
Very
you're when you
Elvis.
well when you're like when you're someone who does a lot of fitness stuff,
Mhm.
and I take a lot of like vitamins,
Sure.
and I eat a lot of like vegetables and proteins like
Fiber.
that, like so like when it's like dude, it's time to shit, it is time to fucking shit.
Mhm.
So releasing something that was so like that you're holding on to,
Sure.
but then also finding out at the same time that your your mother died
Crazy.
is an insane thing to have happen.
Two opposite feelings at the same time.
And I remember just sitting there bawling,
I bet.
taking a shit.
I think that's your story.
That's the story. Yeah.
Sitting there bawling, taking a shit. It's crazy because it just happens, and no matter what you're doing, it happens.
Yeah, it just
You know?
happens. Like, yeah, I just happened to open up the message from my brother that my mother died.
Yeah.
And while I was taking a massive shit.
Such an existential nightmare.
Yeah.
It's not a nightmare. I love being alive rules, but
Being alive rules.
nothing
does.
I would rather do than be alive.
But yeah, every once in a while I do think, I'm like, dude, when I do die, I won't have to worry about any fucking bills.
Nothing. Never again. You won't have to worry.
Yeah.
You won't even have to think.
Mm-mm. Not a story.
It's all in the hands of the Lord, Yeshua, and Joshua. The English translation of Yeshua. I think Americans would be really pissed if they found out that Jesus' real name was Josh. You know what I mean?
Right.
'Cause his name is like Yahweh or
Yeah.
Yeshua or whatever. It's mistranslated a billion times. It wasn't Jesus.
No, not one bit. Not one bit.
all.
Or like how people would figure out, like, names like Aaron. Aaron's a biblical name.
Yeah.
I don't think a
Moses'
lot of
brother.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people know that.
Yeah, I knew it.
Yeah, it's like
Stupid fuckers.
yeah, it was. It
Learn
was
your
Moses
Bible names.
because he ended up being Pharaoh.
I'm the Pharaoh. I'm the fairest of the Pharaoh.
It's so funny how like those things, like it's like two stories, but it's one story.
Yeah,
Anyway.
the Bible's stupid. So how you been, bud? Everybody's dying, but we're all still alive.
Yeah, we're all. Oh man,
Pretty cool.
I have this rabbi I listen to,
Uh-huh.
and he's always talking about. He always like brings up the weirdest metaphors about like, the
Sure. A bunch of
Before
Yiddish you don't
we-
understand.
wash before we eat the bread. We wash our hands to pure ourselves for the bread. And I'm like, oh yeah. He's like, so it's a lot like this. Now the story today is like, what the hell are you about
really
to tell
loose
me?
Analogy.
Like, you didn't even tell me about wash my hands for the bread.
It's like the water from the clouds that comes down, and that brings me to my point. Gay people are stupid.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Father John. Father, no.
It's like there was, but it was so funny. Like there was some ancient. So there was a professor who was a father. He was in part of the Catholic Church. He lived in Italy, and he was part of the
Italy.
Yeah, Italy.
Over here.
up over there. And
Italy's
what's so
in
funny?
heaven.
Also, another thing, I googled to see, like, I'm like, how do Muslims always know where to point
Yeah.
east? And it's this huge mathematical equation that you have to look up, and it's like, I'm like,
They
fuck
have to
it.
know?
You learn this large mathematical.
Did you ever
equation.
know, like, directions? Like,
No, I don't understand how people could be like, we're standing out here and like we're gonna go eastbound. You just got to go
drives me
eastbound.
insane.
What the fuck does eastbound mean?
It's not important, like, because my dad and my grandparents used to tell me this shit on the farm. They'd be like, "Oh, on the east side of the farm." I'm like,
I don't know
I would
what-
act like I knew what they meant, and I still do.
I'm like,
to this
you
fucking
pointed that
day.
way. I'm gonna go.
But then,
that.
like, my way of understanding it is like, oh, by the barn, and they're
Or
like, yep.
or like the left side of over here,
Yeah,
or like
just
down over
oh,
that
north
way.
side of the house. Like, fuck you, dude. I don't know.
What
I'm just
does
gonna
that mean?
mow everything. Fuck it. North side. I didn't need to know. Why do you fuck? I got a phone.
Yeah, or
I
like
don't need
when
directions.
I remember as a kid, like it's a quarter till 12, and I'm like,
Quarter. I knew quarter. I could understand quarter. That was easy. But like directions, dude, that's space.
I don't. That's space.
Some space shit.
Yeah.
That's like look at a star and guess. I'm like, the only star out right now is the sun, and I'm not staring at that fucker.
That's so funny. It's like,
You didn't understand the quarter stuff?
well, at first I didn't, and
It's
then like
confusing because it's 15 when
yeah,
they're
it's
talking about
15.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
And
what
the-
I understand that.
yeah. I'm like, well, once you tell me that, was like, well, that, but it also makes sense because you're breaking up into quarters.
It's a quarter. Yeah,
A
it's
quarter,
it's
not an
the
actual-
designated number. It's
Yeah.
the percentage.
It's a
or whatever.
percentage
Yeah.
of like how much of a pie,
Yeah.
which I wasn't. I was coming
Never
coming
had
from the
pie.
back end. Yeah,
We didn't have pie in Honduras.
we don't have pie in Honduras. I don't know what the fuck this is. So yeah, but when my dad explained it to me like that was breaking up into like a fraction.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh well, shit. You know what made me feel so stupid was like it wasn't until I was probably in college when I really understood fractions.
Really?
And I'll be completely honest with you.
Wow.
Because like when I learned fractions, I was like, what? I'm like, huh? I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
understand this, but I just faked it. I just like,
You can fake it.
yeah, I just
It's so
faked
easy.
it. I just faked it. And then I'm like, well, I'm never going to put myself in a situation where I need to know fractions. Like,
Yeah.
I'll just never put myself in a
Pretty
situation.
much, no. I mean, unless it's something that you're like honestly interested in.
I'm like, I knew the 4. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, after 4, you really don't need to know.
You basically know like the simple like quarter, half, 3/4,
Yeah.
full. You don't need anything else.
And then I went to college, and then I dated this girl who was incredibly smart, and so I started just having to Google
Fuck the math
everything.
major.
Yeah, and so I had to start Googling everything. And so I'm like, why is it 7 1/8 on a hat, on a baseball hat? I'm like, why is it like that? And so,
Started questioning everything once you found out like fractions were accessible.
yeah. And then when you learn, you're like, oh, this really is not that hard.
Why is everybody's head 7 1/8? That's bizarre. See, I don't understand hat sizes, but I've never really had to shop for hats. So, but like baseball taught me fractions pretty well. Like this guy went 1 for 4, so he's batting 250. I'm like, oh, that's a quarter.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Yeah,
easy.
That's
1
easy.
for 3 is
Yeah, you just add a 0 to it.
And then it just keeps on going.
Because
Yeah.
1,000, because you want to get
They made it out of
1,000.
1,000, which
Yeah.
made it so much fucking easier.
Which is also then turned, well, like, remember, like, do you remember in, like, high school and how they kind of like, they kind of, like, pushed, like, you know, the metric system on the table?
Did
and,
they?
Well, kind of. They
In
kind
what
of,
class?
no, well, just in general, they kind of tell you about, like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
2 different
Yeah,
versions.
I remember.
And they kind of
Yeah.
tell you what it is, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, fuck that.
We're
And, like, we're just like,
imperial.
fuck that. Which in turn is so much easier. 0 is frozen.
Yeah.
100 is boiling.
That's
Ins-
pretty easy.
But instead, we want to
Hey.
go by 32.
32 is freezing.
And was it 200? Was it? What is?
I don't even know, dude. I have no fucking clue. I've never learned Celsius or any of that
Hey
shit.
Siri, what is boiling in Fahrenheit? 212. Like, it's so fucking
Jeez.
stupid. That doesn't make sense.
212. Who came up with it?
When have you ever bought anything that, like, I want, like, you know, something of 12
Yeah.
and 12?
Never.
Never.
Eggs. That's just a dozen of like 200 dozen.
Yeah, like, but a dozen. But why does a dozen doesn't make any fucking sense? It's
it
like
doesn't. It really doesn't.
it's like
It
why don't you just
doesn't.
get like a packet of 10 eggs? So much easier.
Yeah.
Package of
Fucking
20
stupid.
eggs. Package of
Stupid.
30 eggs.
Why do shoes come in pairs?
Why does a woman's shoe bigger than a
I got
man's
3
shoe?
legs.
Yeah. That's another thing too. Why are a man's shoe smaller than a woman's shoe?
Well,
That's another thing. Why do we have different? Another big thing. There's
why do
you
we
know
have different skin colors?
yeah. There's a whole racial. Another thing. A so-called white man. You know, keeping us down. No, how?
This is Weston. I can
Yeah.
say whatever. I
How?
want.
I lost it.
Why do hot dogs? Why are there 6 hot dogs and 8 buns? Huh?
Is that
That's
really?
the thing. Yeah. You never bought hot dogs, but it's 6 hot dogs in a thing of dogs and then 8 buns. So you feel obligated to buy more hot
dogs? Is that why?
And then you're gonna need to buy more buns
Yeah.
because you've got 4 naked hot dogs.
Yeah.
But then you got 4 buns left. So you need more hot dogs. And then you got 2 hot dogs with no buns. What are you gonna do? Well, this is what you do. You buy more buns, and then you got 6 leftover buns
For what?
for a pack of hot dogs.
Because what's so weird is like a
you
bun
buy
is in one. It's
30
such
of
a
each.
weird type of bread, and then 2 is in a weird shape, in a
Yeah.
weird form. So you can't really reuse it for like
Yeah.
you know a
You can't put
PB and
You
J.
can't make.
Think about
like,
eating a PB and J out of.
with that much bread.
Oh my god!
You gotta smush it down. I mean, you really gotta smash
You're
it.
like a psycho.
You gotta smash it. You gotta kick the air out of that fucking bun and make it flat. And then you gotta put like fucking. First of all, you gotta half it. You gotta cut
Yeah.
the part where it's connecting so you can put more shit. Make it a little hoagie for your fat little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Fat little kids love little hoagies. That's what you can call
Remember
them.
Hoagie? I hated
Call
Hoagie
them.
Day. God, I hated Hoagie Day.
Hoagies. I forgot hoagies were food at the school.
I hated Hoagie Day. I'm like,
Hoagies
Hoagies?
sucked, dude.
This is pork. I don't want to eat this.
They had mayo on them, which sucked. I didn't like mayo. They had,
I liked the
fucking
lettuce.
pickles.
Lettuce was the only lettuce and the pickle was like the best part, which I would just take off and eat just
They had,
the
like,
pickle.
bologna
I don't want
or
the
turkey.
meat.
What was the
It
meat? Was like a mystery.
It was pork. It was pork.
Was it
wasn't
pork?
I thought it was pork.
That makes no fucking sense. Why would it be pork? It's got to be roast beef.
And
or
then
like turkey
remember
or ham.
we would
I guess ham is pork.
dude. It was anarchy on Crostito Day and Pizza
Never
Day.
liked Crostitos.
You didn't like the? Oh, I love the Crostitos.
I would eat them now.
Now I'd
100%.
be like, oh.
Yeah, my taste has definitely devolved into garbage.
Yeah. You know what's so funny? Like my parents never, ever once allowed a hot pocket in the house growing up.
God, your parents are. The more I find out about how open your parents were religiously and to food, the more I'm jealous of you.
But that's like one of my go-to things that I
Oh,
choose now.
sure.
Still,
It's easy.
because it's an easy
You live
thing.
next to a Dollar General.
That's
That's
why.
the cuisine there.
It's a high dollar cuisine there.
But dude, like I've been back for 2 days, and I haven't had time to go to the grocery store to get my own shit. And the only thing to eat at my parents' house is Schwann's frozen food.
Oh,
That's fucking. And
Remember?
I've got some rice and beans left.
that big old truck.
I know. I see it every 2 weeks. It stops by every 2 weeks. And my
Do they
mom's
still
like,
wear that weird outfit?
Yeah, it's not as weird as it used to be, but it's still an outfit.
Yeah, it used to be like a hat and everything.
Dude, they spend so much fucking money on like nothing. Like literally bags of like 10 breadsticks. It's like
Is that what it is?
$15.
Oh my god, is Swan's really that expensive?
It is because
Oh.
it's a service.
Oh, is that
So
why?
they're coming to you, they're bringing it to you, but it's just like some of the food's good. Like the pizza's pretty good.
Mhm.
We just had chicken strips tonight.
Remember when they first came? It was just some random dude with a clipboard.
Mhm.
Just
Yeah, and a book.
in a,
Here's what we got,
would you like to buy some?
and we're like, yeah, here's $300 for 2 bags of food.
That's pretty much what it was.
Honestly,
my,
dude, it's
my
crazy.
mom saw that
It
shit. Was
is.
like, get out.
Yeah. Well, what sucks is that like I have 2 parents who do not understand that making food is good.
Yeah.
Like actually making it. 'Cause, well, for one, my mom is like can barely move around, but my dad
Doesn't want
he'll
to.
make food sometimes. He'll make like steak and potatoes and hamburgers, but these hamburgers and steak and potatoes, he doesn't season them. He puts nothing on them. He'll put cheese on them. But this is my theory about this though. So understand this, people. Context. My dad was a farmer.
Yeah.
Grew up a farmer on a farm where they grew tomatoes, onions, radishes, all sorts of shit, lettuce. So, and I've noticed that when I would eat with my grandparents and my uncle and my dad, they would eat burgers. They wouldn't season them, whatever. No salt, no pepper. But
you could always put ketchup and
they would
mustard.
load them with vegetables.
Oh,
Loaded them.
really?
Yeah.
That makes
A whole fucking slice of an
I
onion. Not just
yeah.
like a circle. A whole slice of an onion. A whole slice of a tomato. So that's my theory is that, I don't know if my dad does that still. I doubt it.
they're
but
more about the vegetables
They're
like
about
that.
the shit that they grew.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't grow salt because they're not in the ocean. So, I mean, they grew peppers.
And
they
they were
could've
not
made their own
Muslims
pepper.
back in the
Yeah.
day. Like, fight. Do you know people used to fight over that shit?
Salt. I mean, spices were
Insanely important.
currency.
Yeah.
The
insane.
spice road. It was important.
Wait, wasn't
white
there
people
2
were
spice
like, "We
roads?
gotta make this
You know, I
taste
think of the
good."
dark road. I'm thinking of the dark road.
Dark web.
The dark. No, was that the Silk Road? That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, from China, I think.
Silk Road is wasn't it the sex trafficking one that they just?
Well,
they
they
just-
did a lot of stuff. It was mostly drugs. And also,
Yeah, wasn't a lot of bad shit.
They
with
did a lot of stuff.
this? Whatever.
It was a free market on the dark web
Yeah,
that you paid in Bitcoin with.
it is
I know
what
some
it is.
people who bought some fun drugs off of that, but I never did anything with it.
Yeah, we had to sit that person down too and tell them to stop doing that.
I forgot about that. He's getting married.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Good for
In
him.
October. Yeah, good for him.
Oh man, aren't we all? Man, isn't it
One of
weird
his, yeah.
to see where some of us have been to where we are now?
Because that like
We literally had to sit him down and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you got to stop buying these
this weird
this
like,
weird
powder
powder shit."
Like from Canada.
And he's like, dude, I would get so high, I could see myself in boxes, and I'd go into another box. I was like, what
he
the?
would yeah, man, it was weird.
He would go into some trips.
I had to pick him up from Corey's one time, and he had fucking walked a mile almost down the road, down P Highway.
Which in turn, I thought weird. Looking back,
not weird. It's weird. It's because it's out in the country. It's fucking weird. And all he walked though, the only reason he walked though, the only reason he walked this far, I get his car broke down, whatever. But the idea that he would walk all the way to where he lived is insane. 'Cause that's
barley?
like 20 miles. Yeah. But he hid his backpack by a light pole for some reason, and then walked back to our friend's house on P Highway. And I picked him up, and I was like, "Why'd you do that?" He was like, "I don't fucking know."
That makes sense, though.
It was like
that makes sense.
It was this weird, like very subtly strange shit, which I expect from him because he's like his sense of humor is subtle.
Yeah,
but it was like, dude, I'm an alcoholic, but you gotta fucking chill your brakes here, dog.
Yeah,
this shit
it was so funny.
Done 5 times is killing you.
Yeah, it's because it was just because. Remember when he came to us? Mm-hmm. He came to us and he was like, "Hey, it's not that big. It's not that big of a thing. The only thing is, I need you to I'll pay for it. Yeah. I'll pay for it. I just need to use your address."
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm like, and you're like, "Go to John. I don't want to know anything about this."
Yeah, back then, dude, I would barely smoke weed.
Yeah.
Because I had a job which never drug tested, but I was just like, if I fuck anything up, I'm fucked. I
was like, you can go fuck yourself. I'm like, no way in hell.
Go ask Coburn. Go ask Austin. Yeah, dude, that was a weird time.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Because I was like, no.
If he'd asked me if I wanted to do it today, I'd do it.
Yeah, probably would. I probably would too.
I'm in a fucking party phase, dude. I don't have a job anymore. It rules.
How is comedy, in the sense of being able to?
Not
as
bad.
An artist, how is it as
it's
taking
pretty good.
The plunge of being a full-blown artist?
I'm
not there yet, so it's I live envious through you.
Well, so
I wouldn't want it. I don't want it yet.
It's
mentally, I don't think I can handle.
It's tough because I never have any money, but what is on Sunday in Indianapolis, I had a good set with jokes that I never do. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying new shit out. Not new, but they're older that I'm trying to reintroduce. And they worked, so I was just like, oh, thank fuck. Mm-hmm. It was a good room. It's a hot room. It's a room I've done 5 times before, and I knew it would probably work. But still, it was just like, oh, thank God.
Right.
I did it.
Thank God, yeah.
And then I made $100 selling T-shirts that night, which was pretty cool.
If you need any space or anything to do that stuff, you're more than welcome to do it down here. If
I ever get kicked out of my parents' house, I'll do it here. Because I do it in the garage.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, if you need help doing it too, more than welcome.
Make shirts?
Oh, I don't give a shit. Well, give me something to fucking do, and then I could probably film it and make it some content about you for you.
That's a good idea.
Because I feel like
next time I make shirts, I'll come over.
What I feel like is there was a good balance what we did with that bubbly show.
Yeah.
Because I was able to do film stuff a little bit more differently than what we normally get to do.
Yeah.
But the emphasis was just you, because people love you.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. People love you, which is in turn what you want, because you are more of the stand up, which is you're trying to get you're trying to have people enjoy you
the content. Yeah.
And then I want to film people who do stuff
that people
like you, like you.
I got somebody fucking. Liked the what was it? One of those burst your bubble videos on Instagram today, and then followed me from it. It was an account that.
She's like, dude, we should do stuff like that. Is what you should be doing more.
But it was an account that specifically goes to regional grocery stores and buys their seltzer water.
Really?
Store
water. Okay.
Yeah, and reviews it. So it's basically what I did, except they're not making fun of it as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
They might. I didn't really read into what they do, but
because that's even the ball rock thing, more of stuff like that, and I'm like, you're like, dog, you have someone who has cameras and they can do this shit for you, and then all you have to do is do your voiceovers.
Well, anytime I have that idea, it's just spur of the moment. All right, I was already gonna go hit the rocks with my bat, so it's just all right, I'm gonna do this.
It's a thing now. I feel like it's with stuff like that, I need to be able to. I need to feel the room and be like, "Hey, Aaron, let's do stuff now."
We'll do more burst your bubbles. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I want to do that anyway.
Because
I can
review
shit.
I am more than because I can be the director, producer, all of it. All you have to do is just be here. I just want you to be talent. Like with anything we do, I'm always like, hey,
I'll be your talent.
Be the talent. I will get the bubblies. I'll get all that
yeah.
shit for you. Don't worry.
Well, like the fucking more expensive.
Even like food stuff things. Like, people love that shit for some fucking reason. But like you are interesting. You're interesting.
Yeah, I might review beer. That's kind of fun.
Like, we'll do that.
I did that
then.
during quarantine.
We'll do that
times.
then.
Yeah,
like we could do that.
Shitty beer.
Like it's not like people want you, Aaron. They don't really care about me, but they will care about me when they realize that who's the one making all the stuff for him. Then the only reason why I ever get on camera for 30 minutes is just so I am making something.
Yeah, no.
It's like if I could get someone, if I get you, to be in front, because people like seeing you.
I'm here.
And then
for you. We'll do it. We'll review shit.
Because I would love to make because the funny thing is for me, I think of making stuff of you just doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like shaving.
Yeah, that shaving idea.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that joke.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I should bring that joke back. That's what I've been doing is just bringing.
How's your writing,
jokes.
by the way? Yeah.
I've barely fucking written anything. And it's great.
It's so funny. He's like that, and I'm over here I'll throw out 300 words every day, and I'm just like, I'm the biggest pile of shit for doing this in the entire world.
It drives me crazy. Like when I did the journaling thing for a couple months, and I was doing free writing, and
so what stops you from
Well, I'm very cyclical, and I'll get into a mode where I do certain things each day to get it going. Like I used to meditate. I would do free writes, journals, even just like working out, even all this other shit that everybody should do.
You literally
end
up doing everything other than just write.
No,
is that what you kind of think?
No, it's that it's one of those things that always gets lumped into those things that I do for 2 months at a time, and then I stop doing them for 6 months, and then I pick it back up 2 months, done.
6 months.
So it's very cyclical, which isn't good, but it keeps me interested in it because I keep going back to it. I'm like, oh, I need to do this. This sounds fun right now. Video games is the same thing. I'll get into.
Oh, okay, so it's not just
it's everything.
It's
dude.
everything.
It's everything
okay.
except for the 2 or 3 things that I do all the time, which is podcasts and stand up.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, but I don't know how to do anything else other than that way. It sucks.
I haven't gotten to listen to
because I should do all those things every day anyway.
Right? Yeah.
Right. I should meditate. I should write. I should work out. I should do
Have you ever thought about writing it down the night before? And then
I've done that before.
Oh, you have?
That's one of those things that falls into those I'll do it for a month and then I'll just stop doing it.
Really? Yeah. Okay.
A habit is never made. It sucks. I've done it
but that's what a comedian is. You're
it's crazy. It's so
weird.
Fucking crazy.
Because sometimes I feel bad. Because even with the whole dating thing, because I'm I look back on, I'm John, he's a comedian. He's not a filmmaker you. It's two different mindsets.
Yeah.
It just because
he's also a kid.
That is true too. He is a kid,
for
and
me,
so sometimes I feel God damn, John, you didn't handle that one correctly.
Well, but for me, especially since moving back with my parents, I'm bored all the time. So those things that I love to write. Right. I love nothing more than coming up with a joke that's even a little bit funny. Or writing something that's clever or whatever the fuck. But I've found if I force myself to do something, I hate doing it after a while. So I just kind of like today I lifted weights for a little bit, and it was just oh, you're not doing anything right now, and you hate looking at your phone. Because I was looking at I uploaded on Instagram and TikTok 2 different videos, and they were doing the Instagram one blew up for a little bit, which was dope. But the TikTok one didn't. You kill you.
So you when you post and you wait around and you watch.
Well, I didn't look at the Instagram one.
Okay.
And then my friend Ryan, I don't know if you know Ryan Tricky, but we were talking about a show that we're doing on Friday, and then he was like, Your Instagram's popping, and I was just like, oh, great. It was at like 5,000 views in like 20 minutes. And I was like, oh shit. And then as soon as I looked at it, it died down. I was like, fuck.
It's so funny. Yeah,
well, I've heard before you got to fucking upload and then just throw your phone to the corner.
That's what I do.
Forget about it.
I post and ghost all the time.
Post and ghost. That's a good one. I got to do that.
You just got to post and ghost.
But I
not
try
give
to do
Frenchman's fuck about it. I don't give a fuck
I
about
forgot I
what.
had posted on Instagram, honestly. I worked for like 15 minutes on the video, did it, was watching baseball or something. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. And then he reminded me of it, and I was just like, oh, yeah. I forgot about that. And then I got obsessed with it.
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
The devil.
All right.
What were we talking about?
I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, we wanted. I know what I wanted to bring up though. So my job, we got a new person.
Yeah.
We got a new person.
So
who,
you're still at the assisted living place, right?
Yeah.
Cooking?
Yeah, cooking.
All right,
Cooking
good.
around.
Cooking around with
Cooking
John.
around.
So that's our web series.
Yeah.
Cooking around with John and Aaron.
That should be something. We should do something. Oh my
You
god!
cook? I can cook.
And like, should I wear like a chef outfit, a whole chef outfit?
Yeah,
would
and
you
I'll
want to
be
wear one?
naked.
Would you want to wear one too, or you just
Sure.
wear an apron?
Yeah, I'll wear an apron.
No, you should wear one too. You should. I have multiple chef.
All right,
chef-
deal.
Okay, we'll do that. I'll start thinking about that one.
Cool.
That's an easy one we could do.
Hell yeah.
Oh man, like just,
We can make like homemade microwave food.
okay
Like we can make our own Hot Pockets.
with pastries.
That sounds pretty easy, honestly.
Pretty fucking
Just
easy,
get
yeah.
Pastry dough.
So we got a new line cook helper person
Yeah,
on my
sous chef.
job, and so they're like today. They're like, so I went to a wedding. My
Mhm.
brother got married. I'm like, okay. He's like, married this girl. I'm like, makes sense. It's like, yeah. When I was at that wedding, I met my daughter. It'd be, what do they call it? My sister-in-law. My
Sister-in-law,
sister-in-law.
yeah,
My sister-in-law's sister.
Oh, well, that's his sister-in-law.
Yeah. And
And
the thing is, we liked each other. We started dating. And when we started dating, I was 21 and she was 17. I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me any of this.
well,
And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to walk away
Yeah.
because I feel like if I know anything
how
else.
old is he?
Oh, he's like 21, 22 years old.
So he's still dating this girl.
Yeah. But I'm like, okay, so he's like, yeah, we keep it secret. We when anyone ever asks, we say it's our family friend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Sure.
Okay. So, and I'm like, all right. So I went to my chef and I'm like, okay, chef. I'm like, do you know about this? And he's like, oh yeah, I know all about it. I'm like, okay. So let me make
Know
sure
everything.
let me make sure I understand this. So he has a brother. His brother got married to a girl. His girl had his sister, and his sister and him started talking, and now they're
Yeah.
banging.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, she's a server at our job,
Oh.
and he's at our job,
Yeah.
and he's
And
like,
she's
yeah,
an 18-year-old,
17-year-old,
17-year-old.
yeah,
So, and he's 21-ish.
yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Restaurant life, dog.
I'm like,
man.
what the fuck is going on?
What's this guy's name?
And I'm like, the funny thing is, like, I'm always trying to be nicer. I'm like, John, you need to be more open. You need to get
More
to know people,
understanding.
more understanding. And
Yeah.
then, like, the universe throws something like this into my life, and it's
Yeah,
like,
it's a
I
tough
don't.
one. Cause it's not quite pedophilia. Cause like I think the legal age of consent in Missouri
It's
is
17.
17.
And the dad knows. Yeah.
But
But
she's in high school, so even if she failed a grade, I think like it doesn't matter, you know.
still pretty bad.
Still, yeah, not the best look.
So I'm standing there,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, all right, well,
I'm gonna touch this.
not good. I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah.
Because this is very similar to the guy who used to be our server manager.
Mhm.
And he's like, hey, John, are you a strip club guy? And I'm like, what? He's like,
There's
why?
no good way to ask that question. That doesn't make you sound like a total fucking creep.
Yeah.
So you like strippers?
Yeah.
Like no.
And he's like, well, I had to do because, we're based in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And he's like, I had to go up to Omaha to do my training. And when I'm up, like when I was on the way from here to Kansas City, there was 3 different strip clubs I stopped at, and they were all pretty good.
Talking about the fucking highway strip club.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right. I'm like,
wow.
all right. So this is the kind of shit that like people these. I don't know
That's
why
pretty good.
dudes think that I'm that guy that they can tuck. Dude, just because I lift weights and just
Do you
because
like strip clubs?
no,
They suck.
they're the worst. They're fucking stupid. They're so fucking stupid. Unless
They
you're
do
there with a
stink,
bunch
yeah.
of your bros and with girls and you're having a fun time, but even
Yeah.
then it's fucking stupid. I don't. There's so many other things. I'd rather go to Dave and Buster's. Why don't we just go to Dave and Buster's?
Tom Takar has a really funny. He's a really good comic. I think you'd like him. He's out of New York now, but he's from Indiana. He was on. Remember the guy that we saw in Chicago with Ryan at Comedy?
The
Comedy
heavier set
Sports?
guy?
No, he was the guy whose name was Tom Brady at the time.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he changed his name to his mother's maiden name, Tom Takar.
Okay. Which is way better of a name.
Way better.
Way better of a name.
Yeah.
bro.
But anyway, he's got a joke about going to the strip club and how it's weird because like now the only time that you can get horny is when you're with your bros. Like why would I want to go hang out with my bros to get a boner? Like go over here, look at my hard cock.
Get all worked up. Then what? We suck
Yeah.
each other off in the fucking party bus? Like,
Nothing. Yeah, in the Honda that we drove.
Yeah.
When we're all broke. It's
Yeah,
so
it's a-
fucking stupid, dude.
yeah. Strip clubs are weird.
I
It's
don't remember
dumb.
the last strip club I went to.
I've only been to one in Tijuana. Those are the only strip clubs I've been
those are the
to.
ones to go to.
Yeah.
Oh, I think of the last one I went to was in Lawrence.
Whispers? Was it Whispers?
It must have been. No, it wasn't Lawrence. It was
Whisper.
the one on the like Excelsior Springs outside of Lansing.
That doesn't even sound nice. It just sounds like it's like
It wasn't as bad as I thought.
it sounds like the building's made out of wood.
Well, yeah.
Like,
Called like the Barnyard or something. Sloth
do you
pit.
remember going to Easton,
Yeah,
Missouri, and
uh-huh.
like they like it was like playing their gymnasium was like the upside down. It was like if they took the Noah's Ark and flipped it upside down and made that the roof,
Yeah.
and then you just played basketball underneath.
Weird.
Yeah, it was weird as shit.
I never played basketball there, but my nephew's named after that town.
Easton?
My sister's a fucking idiot. His name's
Easton.
Easton, but I don't think my sister's ever actually been to Easton.
That's an awful name. Easton,
But I think that was the last strip
Houston,
club.
Dakota.
Dude, it's crazy because, like, since I've started traveling for comedy, the opportunities to go to strip clubs have diminished.
Have that?
But I was up in Pierre, South Dakota,
Okay.
which I found out it was the
Capital.
I was up there with Carlos, and we did a show, and there was these 3 people there after the show, and they were like, or no, it was a couple. This couple was like, hey, you guys want to go to a strip club?
Oh my
We were like-
God.
We were like, we just drove 8.5 hours to get here. Probably not. We'll go to the free hotel we got. And they kept trying to get us to go. And at the end, we were pretty convinced that they were upset that we didn't want to go to the strip club. I think that because I had talked to the guy before the show, and we had like shot the shit a little bit. I learned
Right.
some stuff about him. He was like a lineman or something for a cell phone company. And I think he was just trying to get us to fuck his wife
Huh.
at the strip club. Like on the fucking on the stage. But like, yeah, we both came out of that experience like they were mad at us.
Yeah, I think they were upset that we didn't
That
fuck
we
'em.
didn't want to party. And we would have. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but you're just so fucking tired.
I was just beat.
Yeah,
you
because
know.
Kansas City to fucking South Dakota.
Well, anymore,
it's
dude.
a long
Like,
drive. Especially Pierre. It's not like you're going to Sioux Falls, which is only like
fucking Pierre, dude.
like Sioux Falls is like 4.5.
4.5, 5
Yeah.
tops,
Yeah,
which is great.
easy
Easy.
peasy because it's a straight shot.
Shit, nothing.
But
Pierre is another
Pierre is
4
like
hours.
it's what I-29, and then you shoot off to like
It's a weird shoot off, yeah.
to the 60th or something like that.
Something
Yeah,
weird.
the
It's a weird
85.
fucking thing.
It's fucking weird because you go
Great
east.
little
you go,
town.
No, you go west.
Great little town.
Yeah.
We played at
Great place.
We did a show called at a place called the Grey Goose Tavern. Great staff, took care of us. They were wonderful. We got shit for free. It ruled. But yeah, we just wanted to go back to the fucking hotel.
No,
and
South
drink.
Dakota, great place.
Great.
People
They
too.
were like weirdly liberal.
The people too.
Yeah.
Very friendly. Like I
Yeah.
lived up there for a year. I lived in Sioux Falls, which is a
so
very
nice.
progressive
Mhm.
town. I love how we're talking about this. Like, very nice. The couscous was delicious.
Yeah. The steak tartare was to die for.
Yeah.
Because they forgot to put lemon on it.
But yeah, it's just. I don't know where I was going. Oh yeah, I remember where I was going with this. The only connection I have with Pierre is like I had a really good buddy of mine when I first moved to South Dakota to go to school up there. He was from Pierre, and like we would smoke pot all the time together.
Hell yeah.
And then he started doing meth, and then he dropped out of college.
I mean, it's a state capital the size of smaller than Gladstone.
Oh, dude, it's tiny as hell.
15,000 people.
Yeah, it's not that big.
It's funny because when we had gotten there,
we would think they would have chose like Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls.
Sioux Falls makes more of a sense.
What, 100,000 people in Sioux Falls or something?
Yeah.
But we got there and I saw this building and I jokingly said that's the state capitol, and Carlos laughed, and then I was like, what's the state? I can't remember some of the state capitals. I didn't even look up South Dakota.
Right.
I was like, there's no way this town is the capital. So I looked up other states' capitals, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Whatever. Blah blah blah. And then during my set, I was like, what's the capital of South Dakota? And somebody was like, you're in it. And I was like, no, fuck you. You're wrong. You're stupid. And they were like, no, it's Pierre, South Dakota. The fucking capital.
Yeah.
Like, my grandma used to teach my brother.
Isn't there there's like a river that goes through the city? Isn't there something like that? I feel like there is. Because there's Pierre something else.
It's a fucking cowboy town.
Oh, yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. But the thing is, like, whenever...
Casey's there, though.
See, that's what happened. Okay, so this is my theory, though. This is my theory on, like, living up there for the year, was that Sioux Falls is the last, like, major big city.
Yeah.
And then once you go past that, it is just... Until you hit...
Or Bismarck or something like that.
Yeah, but even then, like, they're all, like, Western towns.
The second biggest...
They all become Westernish. Because
like Fur Trap Town.
My roommate was from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and so we would take that and we would drive all the way west, and so basically a straight shot over to Wyoming.
Oh man, how far?
8 hours. This was so crazy. It's like you think, okay, see, this is the thing that people talk about. People are like, we have no land. We have none. We have none. You have never driven from Sioux Falls, South Dakota to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and realized that there is nothing there. Instead of like, there's what Spikefish or not? No, there's the Black Hills.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
But there's like something fish. There's like a town called something fish.
Oh, okay.
Like Starglefish,
like a fucking mining town.
Yeah,
or something.
But and like that, that's it. There's like, was it Camel? Not is it maybe Camel? No, that's Camel, Wyoming. Or no, the camels. No, Gillette, Wyoming. They're called the Camels.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy.
Well, like yeah, Gillette. All those like semi-town, like semi-cities.
But they're all mining towns. They're all west. They were literally cowboy towns.
Like rich people.
Yeah, they're all cowboy little towns.
Montana too.
But that's the thing is like people want to talk about how we have no land, but like dude, there's Montana.
Well, I mean, drive from fucking Kansas City to Denver.
Yeah,
and see
true
how
too.
No land we have.
That's
Kansas is barren.
Kansas has like those hills, something hills, the Badlands.
Oh man, no, it's Flint Hills.
Flint Hills, yeah.
From like once you get past Topeka.
Do you understand, people? Do you understand that all this land is kind of the same? When it gets up in that area, it's like the hill, like Black Hills.
It's all the hills. It's a
Flint Hills.
It's plains. It's the Great Plains.
It's like just land that kind of just has a
buffalo country. Yeah, barely a hill, barely a mound. Honestly,
but they want to call it a hill. It's hilarious.
There's a mountain in Kansas, Sunflower Mountain.
Yeah,
Point or whatever the fuck it's called. It's the smallest mountain in America. Like they just declared it.
I wouldn't be shocked by that.
It's there. I don't know. I don't dare hike it. Got to be tough.
What is it? The Deshaun Watson thing.
Yeah. What a prick.
Dude.
It's crazy that Cleveland has literally thrown their entire franchise under the bus for this one guy, knowing that there was shit that he had. Also having a franchise quarterback who isn't that bad.
No. Who had their only winning their playoff
in 2
season.
decades. Since Tim Couch, Kentucky's best quarterback of all time until Jared Lorenzen stepped in.
Tim Couch.
former #1 overall pick,
Tim Couch.
took them to the playoffs, and I think they beat the Steelers. I don't remember.
Yeah, they beat the Steelers with
They beat
Baker
the Steelers
Mayfield.
and
Yeah.
no, the Tim Couch.
Oh, who did? I don't know who Tim Couch beat.
They were like 10-6 one year in like 2003 or something.
Let's see. Let's look this up. Who did Tim?
I wonder what Tim Couch is up to now.
God,
Probably the
he
quarterback
took his money
coach
and
at
left.
Kentucky. He didn't have to leave. They kicked him out. He wasn't that good. It's crazy to like look back on like #1 overall pick quarterbacks and see what they're up to.
Although Couch wasn't able to duplicate his college success, he was the first quarterback to lead the Browns to a playoffs since their NFL return, and the only to do so between 2002 and 2019. Oh my God! I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think
bad,
it was.
dude.
I didn't think it was
It's bad. It's like 18 years.
that bad. Oh my God! And then Baker Mayfield did it again,
Yeah.
and they're like,
Look, Baker Mayfield's not an unbelievably good quarterback.
he's not
He
even an
shouldn't have
unbelievably
been
nice
picked.
person.
He probably is. He's probably not that bad. He's better than Deshaun Watson.
Oh, that's duh.
He shouldn't have been.
I
The
think
number
everyone
one
does at this
overall.
point.
He should not have been the #1 overall pick
No.
that year.
No,
But
it's
they
because he won the
wanted
Heisman.
they wanted to go with the flashy guy with the name that would sell tickets.
Because that's what the Browns do.
Wasn't that the Justin Herbert draft or Mahomes or who the fuck was in that draft? There were more quarterbacks that they were like, we got to draft this guy. I don't think it was Mahomes.
No, because Mahomes was the next year. Who? I think Deshaun was in his draft.
Was he?
Who
Probably.
was
no,
in
Jackson was later.
Baker Mayfield's draft? Yeah. Oh yeah, Baker Mayfield. Sam Darnold. Bradley.
Oh.
Yeah. Quayshawn Barkley. I didn't know Barkley and Sam Darnold came out. Yeah, Sam Darnold did come out in the same thing.
Well, okay, so Darnold was picked.
Denzel
Rosen,
Ward,
Josh Rosen.
Bradley Chubb, and Quentin Nielsen were the top 6.
Oh.
Yeah, I think.
I think that was the Josh Rosen draft too. So like they didn't.
Oh yeah.
They didn't fuck up that bad because Darnold's terrible. Josh Rosen was a huge bust.
Yeah, because Browns had they had the #1 pick and they had the #4 pick, so they got Deshaun
Was that Lamar
Ward.
Jackson's year though?
Josh Allen.
Oh, that's it. That's the one.
Josh Allen, yeah.
'Cause,
And then
yeah.
Rosen went #10 for the Cardinals from UCLA.
And then he got traded for
Mika Fitzpatrick, #11. I remember, yeah.
But there was one, which I think it was the year before when Lamar Jackson was the last pick of the first round.
Oh no, he was like, yeah, because he was super
31
pissed.
overall, yeah.
He was super fucking
Because they were
pissed.
like, we got to draft him as a receiver.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do this. And he was fine.
And
And
now-
he won't get a vaccine, but he was fine. All these fucking quarterbacks are stupid, dude. They're so fucking dumb. It really bothers me that people, like, I'll get on Twitter, right, and look at the news. This is where I get my news, which is bad on my part. Twitter's stupid. But
The whole point of it is supposed to be like an anchor point where you find something and then you start Googling
and then
you're
you figure
supposed to
out
go,
which of those sources is reliable.
Yeah.
Like AP is always reliable. But why do we care about what a quarterback thinks? Why do we care about what it? Because nobody's ever asking like the Brickashaw Ferguson what he thinks about fucking vaccines because he's an offensive lineman and also he's retired. But it doesn't matter, you know. That's the first one that popped in my head. I love that name. I love that guy. Great offensive lineman. But nobody cares. Nobody cares what J.J. Watt thinks about a fucking vaccine.
Yeah.
They only give a fuck about what quarterbacks think
'cause
because
a
they're the most vocal idiots.
Well,
And
supposed to be
they're
the
dumb.
smart.
Quarterbacks are so stupid.
Well, they're supposed to be the smartest one on the field.
Why would Patrick Mahomes become an owner of the Royals knowing that the Royals are bad?
Because
all
the money.
time.
The money.
What a dumb bitch. What a stupid piece of shit.
To like start anchoring into a city to be known as like be like a George
To
Brett.
be the next George Brett.
Yeah.
To get a highway named after him. That's
That's
constantly under
true.
construction.
Yep. And then always has all these signs like the summer of 2029.
Yeah.
We're focusing on working on this.
We're focused on thinking about it.
Yeah. This year,
dude, like,
Bridges. Next year.
why would anybody
Towers.
care about a quarterback who went to 3 years of college and didn't graduate?
I don't know. That
Like
is
what
kinda
he
weird.
thinks, not just care, but like obviously care about what Lamar Jackson's doing on the field. Why do you care
That is kind of true. It is
about what
makes
he's
sense.
doing? They're
Well,
athletes.
But then again, then we have it on the other hand when like David, that Fauci guy, he's
Sure.
having a documentary.
Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, Dr. Fauci has a documentary made about him, and people are shitting on it because they're like, why is this guy being like?
Well, he was in the limelight for an entire year and a half.
Yeah.
But he was also in the limelight in the 80s for the AIDS
For the AIDS thing, yeah.
So he's been a guy, but I doubt he wants a documentary made about him.
You think?
Probably not.
I don't know. It kind of came off. I don't know. At least
maybe
the trailer.
I think the point is the reason he's doing that is to try to get the people who. It's a last-ditch effort to get the people who hate him to think that he's not a piece of shit.
Right, okay.
He's just like purposely throwing America under the bus.
Right.
Which is what they think. They think that Fauci's like in this whole harem of like people who have all this money like bet on America going to Satan. Basically.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. It's insane. America's fucking broken. Broken. It's crazy. I can't wait to tell jokes about whales.
Oh man,
it's insane, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, so I got a sticker made, which
Okay.
I got to give you a sticker.
Okay.
And I told my dad about it, and he was like, "Oh, you're making bumper stickers now?" And I was like, "Ah, it's not a bumper sticker." And then he said. I've been trying to find one that says, let's go Brandon on it. And I did the same thing I always do with my dad about this shit. I was just like dancing around it. Like, all right, get me the fuck out of here. I was just like, well, you got to go down to Arkansas or something. And he was like, oh, I got to go. They got everything down there. And I just like sat on that whole conversation for like 2 hours. Like, first of all, just say fuck Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Just say it. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Second of all, bumper stickers are stupid. Why do you want to give your car a personality? Why?
It's true.
Why do you want to give a 1999 Dodge Ram a personality, Dwight? Honestly. It's no fucking. I don't give a fuck about his political leanings because it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's a harmless old man.
But it angers the hell out of you if you do that to your car.
It's just like why do you have to
oh, I get it.
make all these people like symbols, like big parts of your life?
I don't understand why anyone would want to put anything on the car.
It makes no liberal likes Joe Biden.
Mm-mm.
I don't like Joe Biden. I think he's an old idiot.
Yeah,
He's 90.
He needs to be
He's
sitting down
105.
watching TV and
He
relaxing.
needs to be hanging out with his grandkids, fucking around in Rhode Island.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Or Delaware, where the fuck he is.
He doesn't need to be the person.
Nobody that old should ever have control over one person, let alone 300 million. It's crazy. Put some fucking 50-year-old in there.
Because when he starts talking, sometimes you're just like, little buddy, you need to be done.
Yeah, dude. It's like
sad.
You're so old. And I understand that it was like a last-ditch effort for the Democrats to be like, oh, we got to get somebody in there.
People hated Trump
Trump is
so
terrible.
much.
But everybody's got such a short attention span now that for the people who like us who, were like, oh, Trump's not the president anymore. Good.
Mm-hmm.
But now, here's
we
this
got
guy.
this.
Who's like fine, right? He's not a fucking idiot, but he's not a good guy.
And you just don't hear anything about Kamala anymore. She's just not around.
I don't want to. I hate Kamala.
Yeah,
she
no
sucks. She threw black men in prison more than any prosecutor when she was a prosecutor in California for nothing, like for minor drug charges. She was just like throwing the book at these fucking basically innocent black men. And it's like, you're half black.
Why are you doing this,
dude?
What are you doing
for weed in California?
Out of all the states.
Come on.
It is kind of funny, though, out of all the states.
It's crazy.
It is.
What I'm telling you right now is in 5 years, I'm running for president.
Good. I hope you do.
Vote for me, Aaron Naylor. My platform is nobody can be straight. That's the rule.
Why would you?
It's more fun if you can fuck everybody. It's just straight up. More fun.
Straight up. Okay.
All drugs legal. Fuck
all
it.
drugs
Except
legal.
for like the, bad ones.
Yeah. Like meth. Like your brother.
Honestly, if meth were legal, I don't know. If meth were legal, though, I don't think that he would have much of a problem. He wouldn't be in prison.
Is he in prison?
He would be in prison.
Is he in prison again?
No, he's in a halfway house. But he wouldn't have gone to. No, he would have gone to prison. Because he hit somebody.
Oh my god.
He hit my mom. But
okay,
yeah, whatever. But yeah, like drugs should be legal. all of them. Healthcare should be free.
True.
We should get $1,000 a month from the government.
I used to think universal health care. I mean, not universal health care, but
universal
like income.
Yeah.
But then I have seen how people don't want to do anything anymore.
Okay, so that whole argument, I think, is because I was on unemployment and I was making more money than I've ever made in my life.
Right.
Right. And all that did for me is told me that the system we're in right now is not worth being a part of. Like working a job.
Right.
You know, fucking
okay.
like trying to be. And that's made me like try to push harder for what I want to do.
Okay.
Which like it's not all fucking the way I want it to be, obviously, because you know whatever. Because I don't know how to do all that shit yet. But I don't think it suppresses people's need to work.
Okay.
I think that it makes life easier.
True.
A little bit, because $1,000 a month, even if it's just like $500, $750 a month,
that's
not much.
No.
That's bills.
Yeah.
You still have to get rent. You still have to like pay if you have a kid. You got to pay for their shit. You know, all this other shit. Gas is expensive because the fucking oil companies are gouging people.
That one's weird.
It's crazy.
It's insane right now.
This is hell.
Thank God I have that car that has good gas mileage. Thank God.
You did it. Thank
I
God
didn't
that
do it.
person rammed into you in a Taco Bell parking lot.
Jesus Christ.
Ate a lot of Taco Bell in Chicago. That was pretty rough.
It is rough.
Potato tacos aren't bad.
They're better without the potatoes, though. Everything
What
else.
do you get on them?
Just nothing. Just get everything.
Just
Is
get
it
a
the
tortilla.
the tortilla, the lettuce, and the sauce?
All right. You're fucking weird.
Very.
You ask for potato tacos without the potatoes?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the cheese.
Is that it? Just
Mhm.
lettuce and cheese and a tortilla?
And the sauce that goes with it. Yeah.
Can't you just make that?
Yes. I could. You are right.
Yeah, I know.
You are right. I could make that. I could just make that. 'cause
This
it's
is
like-
why America's failing. Immigrants. I'm kidding.
You know what's so funny talking about immigrant stuff?
What? Oh, no. There it is.
I happened to look at this last night, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, wait, what the fuck? And I'm like, this is hella racist. And I took a picture of it and I sent it to a bunch of other like black and brown people. And I'm like, is this racist too? One of the things they ask is complexion.
Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Medium. Oh, no. You're not fully cooked.
He's medium. But it's like, that's so fucking weird that's even one of those things that you have to put.
That's not a color.
No, it's like they want to know what sex you are, which makes sense. Your date of birth, okay. What country you're from? What country were you born from? Because this is like your citizenship.
Yeah.
And then the next thing is complexion.
That's such a weird thing to include at all.
Yeah, well, like color of eyes, yeah, color of
Yeah,
hair makes
sure.
sense. Height makes sense. Weight makes sense.
Medium. This sounds like a police report.
Yeah. It sounds like slave paper.
Were you sure you weren't sold to your parents? You should check in with them. You should see.
Come to find out, it's like, yeah, it's my.
Oh yeah.
He was
cheap,
a good
bud.
guy. He was cheap. He was easy. He was medium.
Yeah.
So he wasn't as expensive as like an
Which-
indoor slave,
Which
but he
is
wasn't
white,
he wasn't
yeah.
as cheap as a fuck.
Medium is white for passing.
You heard it here,
Look
guys.
at him now.
But it's true, like medium.
Damn
I'm
that
like,
Egyptian
good God,
nose.
good God, because it was so funny. I looked at it, like complexion, and then I looked over medium. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
That's weird.
So fucking odd.
Not even fucking hot. Like salsas.
Like not,
Mild.
yeah, like a mile, like a. He's like jalapeno, but
Yeah.
like-
Fucking ghost pepper? Come on.
good God.
What a weird fucking thing.
Well, Aaron, we reached an hour and 3 minutes.
Wow. 63.
Yeah, so if we can stop here, we can keep on going.
You get more beer?
I do. You can take that one if you want. I need to go. If you want to talk for a bit, I'm gonna pee.
Hey, everybody. So, John's going to urinate. You know that because you have been listening. But I need you to know this. John is one of my best friends and has been for years. And even when I move away from Kansas City and the area, he and I will still do stupid little podcasts like these until the day that we die. We'll be gray and bleeding from our necks or whatever old people do. Bleeding from our teeth. And still talking about how football is weird and religion is dumb. Not all religion, but most of it. So please continue to support us if you want, so that John can continue to buy Natty Light for me. He's not going to see this because he doesn't edit the podcast, but I love you, John. He might hear it. Oh, there he is. There he is. He's back, everybody. Did you wash your hands?
Yes, I did.
Did you hear all that?
I didn't hear much of it.
Oh, okay, good.
I heard something about going to Kansas City, and then that's all I heard.
Perfect. You'll never know.
I'm assuming you're talking shit on me doing a solo podcast.
No, I would never talk shit on you. No, I'd do a solo podcast. I just did one today. Yeah, sure. I'm dipping toes tonight, bud. You know what's crazy about this is that, like, if I was looking for a job right now, I'd be fucked for doing this on camera. But if I'm trying to book, like, a comedy show, I'd probably get booked more for smoking weed.
Oh yeah, and they think you're like edgy and it's not. It's CBD. Because I do like.
Because he's got an anxiety.
Well, no, I have Delta 10. I take Delta 10 for my elbow.
Double ditch.
Yeah, so that's what it is.
Playing too much tennis. Delta tennis.
It's because I do a lot of pull-ups for some stupid ass reason. Yeah, I do a lot of dumbass reason. No, at the gym.
Oh,
at the gym. And so it's like, what the hell? Like, why do I do this? Like,
fucks your elbow up?
It fucks up like this. It's like it's like basically tennis elbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. My elbow hurts from rock bat.
Rock bat.
It really does, dude.
Does it still hurt from that?
Yes. It's crazy. Well, okay, so when I was in Chicago, we the guys that we stayed with are like 24. They're like kids.
They're kids, like Dayton.
Yeah, so they're active. So they had a football and a basketball. So we went and tossed hog, and I was like, I'm going to show these little fuckers what I can do with the football. And they were pretty surprised that the old cannon Nailers got. I let them have it.
A lot of people usually tend to be.
It's crazy. It's not crazy. Because, like, you know, I don't look athletic. Like, I don't look like I can
No, but you look like you can throw a ball, though. I'm like,
I don't know. I don't know if I do. Cause
really?
Like I look like a lineman.
Maybe because I grew up with you. Maybe that's why.
I look like a lineman from a junior college. And I wouldn't think that they can throw footballs. You know, I wouldn't think that they can toss a hog 60 yards. Ever. I tried. We went to the beach. We went to the Michigan Lake Beach.
Damn, the beer tastes good.
It's good. I'm telling you. You gotta drink more of it.
I was like, you know what? I'm only gonna drink two. Then I literally that tasted in my lips. I'm like, I'm with Aaron. Drink 3, John. You know you want to drink 3 with Aaron.
But yeah, we went to. I've drank. This is my 4th. Anyway.
Oh yeah, well, I don't give a shit. I literally went and bought more beer tonight for you.
We'd be fucked. You knew. You knew I was back on the old south.
I didn't. I was like, I always have it.
Chances are, though.
Well, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like,
well, like I said before, I go in and out of stuff.
True.
So like I was 2 months sober, and then I started drinking again, and now I've just kind of.
Well, then,
I haven't drank a lot.
But what's the first thing I always ask you when you eat? I'm like, do you want a beer?
True.
You want a water? What? That's usually when the first question I ask you is like, do you want a beer?
And I was thinking about that. Tonight,
and you always know what's gonna happen too.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, that's what I was thinking before I came here.
He's gonna offer me one.
Say yes. I'm gonna say yeah, and I know he's gonna have natty.
It's always gonna be something.
I know he's gonna have natty.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude, we were on the beach. We were having a good time. We were day drinking because we didn't have a show. I don't day drink, But it was fun.
But when you do the dude, like I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't like to day drink by myself.
It sucks.
It's weird, gross, kind of weird. Unless you're like riding, but even when you're doing that, you still feel like a piece of shit. You feel like a massive piece of shit when you day drink. But when you're with your friends and you're in a different, when you're in a different city,
that's the difference.
That's the thing. When you're in a different city, because you know you're on vacation, you're like on you're chilling.
See, I feel the opposite though.
Really?
If I'm day drinking alone, because I'm not letting anybody down by getting tired in the middle of the day.
Okay.
'Cause I get sleepy, you know, I'm fucking old, and I'll, you know, want to take a nap. Or not, I won't nap. I don't nap, but the party will definitely die about 5 o'clock. But this time, we went to the beach, brought the football. Dayton bought some Mike's Hard and some Trulies, I think, or some. What's that?
Oh, I think it's my water.
Okay.
I'm like, what the hell was that? Do you hear that too? I was like, what the fuck's that popping
breaking
sound?
in? Yeah. But yeah, he bought some Mike's Hard strawberry, I think, and some.
That sounds like something Dayton would buy.
Yeah, he bought a sixer of it. He loves that shit, and a White Claw. He bought the sixer of White Claw.
You can definitely tell he has a white girlfriend. A white.
He doesn't have a girlfriend right now.
Oh, did they break up?
Mm-hmm.
Good for Dayton.
Yeah, he broke up with her.
Oh, he broke up with her.
Feels
Why?
bad about it.
He feels bad
He wants
about
to
it.
flourish. He wants his wings to fly or something. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. But yeah, we were getting fucking goofed up on the beach and tossing hog. And tossing hog's fun when you're drinking, because you can work off the drink a little bit at a time.
Right.
You know, just throwing shit and catching it. So there was no point during that day where I was just like, I'm too drunk right now. It was perfect.
Right.
Because then later that night, then later that night when we came back, I wasn't sunburnt because I brought sunscreen with me.
Perfect.
Which was the smartest thing I've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sunburnt, and I didn't feel like shit. I think I laid down for like an hour. Didn't sleep, whatever, just rested.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went out the same night, drank, got pretty drunk. Not like super drunk, pretty like reasonably drunk. We went to 3 different bars, and woke up and I was fine.
Nice.
It was amazing. It was the best fucking day. Best tour day of my life. And I didn't do a show. It ruled. I loved it.
And didn't
Spent
even
like
do
$20. I don't fucking know. It wasn't that bad. You know, it was great.
Nice.
I love Chicago.
Chicago's a nice. Chicago is nice.
Yeah.
Like, you know what's funny? This is what I think of when I think of Chicago. There was a moment. I remember when we went there.
Mm-hmm.
We were there. We were about to go get pizza. We were walking to go get some pizza.
Uh-huh.
And there's this black girl. She was walking this way, and we were walking that way. You know, probably, I don't know, what do you say? Probably going east. She was going south or west.
Yes.
Because I don't, God knows whichever one. Yeah.
that.
I was trying to do a callback from earlier.
Which side of the barn is that?
Yeah. That way. Yeah, I was like,
southeast side of the barn.
and she was dressed up in like this like nice, like she looked like she did a corporate job.
Like
And
a
yeah,
pantsuit.
and it was just like that's. But when I think of Chicago, it was like a busy street. You could hear the subway going by.
Mm-hmm.
It was a pretty black girl, like, and the sun was going
everywhere.
because Chicago. I
Beautiful
don't know, for some
people all
reason
over
that I know like Chicago's a really
Crazy.
cool city. It's a really
Nice
cool
city,
city.
yeah. In the Midwest, come on.
Yeah, it's a really weird.
Crazy.
Still, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased.
For what reason is it that big? Is it just because it's by Lake Michigan?
I think it's by Lake Michigan. That has to, because usually lakes and like
I
bodies
know,
of waters
You
are.
would think it's just got to be an ocean, but it connects to 2 countries, which I guess is important. But no other reason. I guess also because it's around a bunch of other cities, but Detroit should be bigger. I'll stick with that.
What's so crazy is that how Detroit has. I guess it's slowly starting to make a build back.
It's building back up.
But
the car industry ruined that city.
But it's crazy how, yeah, like that city has not been able to recover at all.
Not like, I mean, St. Louis is kind of the same way.
Yeah.
You know, St. Louis has been like the biggest city. Obviously, it's the biggest city in Missouri to fail, like population-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like they lose 100,000 people a year.
Do they really?
Pretty much, yeah.
I didn't know
I mean,
that.
they moved to Chicago or
Oh,
Nashville.
yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
them are moving to Nashville.
Well, the thing is, like, it's so crazy because, like, Chicago, because I used to date this girl. She was from St. Louis, Chicago.
St. Louis, Illinois.
Or, yeah, St.
Yeah.
Louis, Illinois. That's what it is.
East
Yeah.
St. Louis, I think, is
Yeah.
Illinois.
And so, like, because it was like it's like a bridge. It's only a bridge that separates the two.
Yeah,
the things. Yeah, and so you're like, oh.
Well, St. Louis is like Kansas City in that it's in 2 different states, which is weird because like this is probably the only state in
that
America with the 2 biggest cities like shared with another
in the state. Yeah,
but they're technically 2 different cities.
Yeah,
like East St. Louis. Also, East St. Louis is the most dangerous city in America. It's fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
pretty cool. Good job, Illinois.
Good job.
I think it's in Illinois. It's either Illinois or no, it's Illinois.
Interesting.
Missouri's also touched by 8 other states.
I thought it was 7.
I think it's 8.
Is it 8?
Arkansas,
Kansas,
Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa,
Illinois,
Kentucky,
Tennessee.
How much is that?
I thought you were counting.
No, I wasn't. I was just like, I don't fucking know. I think it's Missouri. I think it's 8.
Hey Siri, how many states touch Missouri?
Here's an answer from
8.
Wikipedia.
You're right.
Missouri is bordered by 8 states.
Why is she British now?
Tennessee, Iowa to the north, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee via the Mississippi River to the east, Arkansas to the south, and Oklahoma,
Arkansas.
Kansas, and Nebraska to the west.
Did I forget Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas is a weird one that we did forget because it's like
It borders the whole state.
Now,
Stupid.
I think I was really baked the other night. I was like I was thinking about this. It's so funny how this got brought up, but it's a good. We're talking about that. It's a good time to take a hit.
Let me see that. Thanks.
What's so weird? Like, wouldn't you think, just like as like a country and like someone who has to like file like paperwork, that you would want every state to be almost the same size?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make more sense? Yeah. That makes a lot more sense, right?
It's crazy how different it is from east to west.
Yeah.
Like the clusters of like
these little things like this to like
Rhode Island to Wyoming.
Yeah. Or like fucking
insane.
Yeah, like Massachusetts.
There's so much space.
Massachusetts to Missouri. Like, why are those two?
There's so much space from Kansas to the west. Like, so much. All the biggest states are there. Even half of Texas is there because Texas is so big. Mm-hmm. Texas is so big it used to be another country.
But it's just so weird how it just seems like there could have been an easier way. But I think it was all taken because it was stolen.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, because of treaties and, I mean, like agreements and the
But the thing is, like, you would think that, like, once they all, like, got the land, like, okay, all this land's our land.
Let's make this into multiple. But I feel like that's where, like, counties came from and, like, municipalities and all those other, like, smaller, basically, states came from. They're just, like, micromanaged shit.
Yeah.
And down to the, whatever a village is, which is, like, Farley. Or Weston. I think Weston is technically a village.
Is it a village?
It's a town, but it's like technically a village. I don't know, like the.
But town and village are like.
Yeah.
Interchangeable.
I've heard that if you have a post office, you're technically a town.
Okay.
But Farley has 200 people living in it, and they happen to have a post office.
They happen to just be there.
The Platte River.
Have you ever been to that? That building that's abandoned. That abandoned building there.
Which one? The grain elevator on the highway?
Have you looked?
I've never been there, no.
I explored it once.
Did you?
But like it's weird because like there's this big opening that you have to like kind of go one way or the other. I didn't have the right shoes on, so I didn't want to do it just in case I did fall into the hole.
Did you?
No, I didn't fall in the hole.
Okay.
So I stopped. Because like then you can like there's some stairs that leads up to the.
Did you go up to the top?
I want to go up there, but I just have never done it.
Did you know that there was a fucking skydiving thing like 2 miles away from Farley?
Are you serious?
Like, further to the highway? Yeah, to the interstate.
Woof.
My friends last year, my comic friends who were in town last summer, they went and skydived there, and I drove them there, and I was like,
huh,
this is like a mile, like 2 miles from my grandparents' house. How did I never know this was here?
Yeah, I don't. Would you trust that?
No. Well, they did great. I mean, it's like a legit skydiving place because that's where they have to be. They have to be in the middle of nowhere because they need more space.
Yeah, to land all the people and stuff.
And it's in the middle of nowhere.
Weird.
Yeah, Well, they have to fly the plane too.
Yeah.
And around there, in like farms, they have like crop dusters and all this other shit that they have to get the space to get up there.
I just don't.
It's wild.
I just don't want to jump out of a plane.
I don't either. I didn't do it. I saw it on my videotape then, but I didn't fucking. I don't want to do that shit. Fuck that. That's terrifying.
Fun.
Yeah.
Fun.
Great.
Fun stuff over there. What you doing?
Yeah,
but the thing is,
nothing.
like, I don't want to do like a lot of stuff.
Me neither.
I'm totally. That's the thing is, like, I can go to a concert and everyone's like having like dancing, and I'm just standing there and like,
Really?
are you having fun? I'm like, I'm having a lot of fun.
I think you're autistic, dude.
I think sometimes I might be, dude. It is weird because there's some things that I'm like, I just don't like to take part of,
Sure.
and it's like and I know it's the thing is like I'm just smart enough to know that it's weird that I don't want to do it, and like. Because like the normal person would be like, well, even though I don't want to do this, everyone else is doing it, so I should just be part of the group, just so I don't stick out. But I'm like, I don't want to do it, so I'm just not gonna do it. And so I'm smart enough to realize that it's weird that I'm not taking part into whatever it is, but I don't care enough to still not do it.
Yeah, I think you're autistic.
I think that's. There's a level.
I think you're super duper autistic.
Yeah, there's probably a level there where it's like, this is not
You
good.
go to like a concert of somebody you like and you're not even excited.
Like, I'm excited. I'm at
yeah,
school.
you're feeling good, but emotively.
Yeah, I don't express it at all. Almost to the point where it looks like I'm having no fun.
That's insane. So fucked up. You're fucked up, dude.
I don't. The thing is, like, I understand music. I get music.
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's
But
cool.
I also do think that when I got that concussion at Bramer, my junior,
fucked you up.
if that's what kind of
Oh,
fucking did
no.
it. I think that's what did it.
CTE. I'll have to fucking call you when you're 55 and make sure you're all right.
Huh?
You're gonna shoot yourself. Like
Baron.
Say how. Bramer. All you can say is the high school that you got
Well,
a
like-
concussion at.
Because we were at Bramer, and they
Yeah.
asked me, they're like, John, do you know where you're at? And I'm like,
The White House?
I think we're in Washington. And then I do remember someone saying, like, I don't think you would know that he wasn't fucked up. Which I'm like, yeah, it's true. I'm like, where the fuck are we? Like, where are we playing?
Literally, where are we?
Yeah.
This place is weird.
Because Bramer was out in the middle of fucking nowhere. Did you go out there
No.
for the game?
No.
Oh my god, dude! Bramer is in the middle of. It's like Farley, but worse.
Really? How far is it from
It's
here?
like an hour
Like east or west? You know?
east. It's east because
Okay.
it's more. It's like by
Towards
Richmond. It's
Columbia.
like it's closer to Richmond.
What the fuck is Richmond? Is it like close to Warrensburg?
Yeah, it's over that
Okay,
way. It's like
got
going east, like going to
Okay.
Warrensburg. Yeah,
Like Higgins.
Missouri is such a weird
Harrisonville.
state in that sense.
It
'cause, like,
sucks.
Because people, I don't think people really like even people from Missouri. We don't know. We're like, is it towards like checkpoints? There's like
Yeah.
checkpoints
Is
in
it,
Missouri.
like, is it in Independence? Is it in St. Joe? Is it Topeka
St.
or
Louis.
Lawrence? Yeah, is that St.
Yeah.
Louis?
What's the what's the one that got hit by the tornadoes?
Joplin.
Joplin.
Is it in Joplin?
Is it like
Probably
Joplin?
not. I hope not.
I went to this little city called Diamond. It's like right outside of Joplin, like maybe like 15 minutes. Pretty interesting. It has like because like Missouri has a lot of weird museums and stuff, like the world's largest collection of like
Dead
small
people.
antiques.
Yeah.
It's like what? Like these like miniature like antique things. It's
Uh-huh.
weird as shit.
There was fucking O'Malley's has the second largest ball of twine.
Yeah.
They've had that forever. I didn't even know about that until this year.
It's over
that's a
the
ball of
corner.
twine, yeah.
It
I
just
thought it was
sits-
like a weird reproduction of the largest ball of twine.
No, it's a real
which
thing.
would also be the
Be
largest ball
ball
of
of twine.
twine. It can't be that hard to make that big a ball of twine.
especially now.
Yeah.
Especially
you
now.
just get twine.
Yeah,
Twine's
like you and
cheap.
I could sit down and like it make
It would take like 2 days.
yeah.
Like with sleep. We'd be fine. It would
Think
take
about
like
it.
24 hours, literally just 12-hour days of just like twirling this around the
So
ball.
with with the stuff that you have in your pockets right now, and like you
Uh-huh.
could take, I would let you take a backpack, right?
Okay.
and you could take whatever you want in this room.
Mm-hmm.
How far back do you think you could go and be like, oh my God, this Aaron Naylor is like the god of the people now? How far back do you think you could go?
Well, I have a cell phone. In my
Okay,
pocket.
but you won't have signal.
I won't have signal,
But you'll
I'll
still have-
be able to show them.
Yeah, you'll still have
still have
pictures,
power.
like a camera,
Yeah.
that stuff.
I've also got a condom in my wallet,
Okay.
which would blow their fucking minds. And I've got this color, which probably wasn't that common
Gum.
in bubble gum. Yeah, and also gum. I've got gum. So, if gum, you could probably. I don't think gum existed back then because they didn't have rubber.
Right.
Gum is made out of rubber, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Don't swallow that.
And gelatin, which is from bones.
Which is Do
Do you know that?
Yeah,
Like
it's from
gummy
pig
bears?
bones, yeah.
Gummy bears is just
Pectin.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
you literally boil it down.
It's from a fucking pig bone, dude.
Yeah.
That's why it's not vegan. You can't eat gummy unless they're made with like, non
Yeah.
whatever. They're made out of bones. It's crazy. Soap is made out of animal fat. Most
Yep.
of soap is made out of animal fat.
Yeah, Mamma mia.
So don't wash yourselves. Please wash yourselves.
Wash yourself.
We need you to wash yourself.
But how far back do you think you could go?
Oh, buddy. I mean, at a certain point, you can go as far back as possible.
You think?
I think after,
But isn't there a
The-
point where you'd feel like I would just be scared of getting shot or like getting stabbed?
well, that's the thing. It's like
of being them thinking that like I'm some sort of weird god of devil, like I'm a
I
devil.
would want them. Yeah, okay. So I understand that, but I would say anywhere past like whenever gunpowder was invented,
Okay.
because that's like, boom. Like they would just set it on fire and it explode. The fireworks. They invented fireworks. Fireworks was like a fucking huge thing in in human history.
Right.
Because they were just like, oh, this looks like it comes from nothing, basically.
Right. Okay.
And
yeah.
you did it. Like another person did it. It wasn't from the sky, like a storm or whatever, fire that comes from the sun or a lightning bolt. So that was the first magician was the person who invented gunpowder, fireworks in China. I think it was in China. So I don't know when that was, but anytime before that,
Okay.
I'd be like, yeah, I could be fine here because they're not gonna kill me without me at least knowing what was gonna happen.
Okay.
Like unless they stab me behind my back.
So what would you take from the stuff you can see? Like what would you take?
I don't know. What would I take to show them that I
Or like to protect yourself
Oh,
or to like
God.
anything? Really?
that entire box of knives
Okay.
plus the scissors? I think the scissors would really freak them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd just bring the scissors.
Okay.
Yeah, because I
Tape.
can cut anything, and they'd think, "Oh, those are magic." And I'm like, "You fucking idiot! It's just metal.
It's fucking
It's
metal.
like a composite. It's not even real metal."
Well, in term, like
Yeah.
stuff like that, you could remake.
Exactly.
then
We develop tools that can make this material like sharp,
and better.
which it shouldn't be.
Mm-mm.
Naturally, it's not. We're devils. We're the devil. Don't kill me. What's your year? When would you go back?
Fuck, man. I don't. Oh, I kind of want to go back to, like the Revolutionary era.
Yeah.
Like right after we just beat the
Like
the
17
Brits. Yeah, the
Like
Brits.
When was that?
1776.
76?
So 17. Let's go 79.
All right. Yeah.
A couple years. The ground has settled.
Sure.
I want to go
So
then.
like you're living in Massachusetts right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
You're in the north. What would you bring?
Oh, what would I bring?
That chair looks like a throne.
Man, see, that's the thing. I would probably bring a pen, paper.
Oh, you can bring more than one thing?
Yeah, I told you a
Oh, okay,
backpack. I
sorry.
told you a backpack.
Just a backpack full of knives.
I'm like, all right. Oh, that's it. I'm like, okay. I mean, that makes sense. Protect yourself. For someone who, it was so funny was the fact that like, you said, like, I feel safe. And then you brought a whole thing of knives. I'm like, all right, whatever. And a scissors. I'm like, okay, you don't seem safe to me.
A backpack full of fucking knives. and I'm just holding scissors. That'd be so fucked up.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So.
So you'd bring a pen and a paper. What are you gonna write?
Nothing, just to show them like how technology's
gonna
gotten better.
draw?
No, I just want to show them.
Okay.
Probably bring that bottle of wine over there. That's in that box.
Okay. Why is
Um,
that?
just to show them better alcohol.
Also, you can show the year
True too. Oh, it's true. I never thought about that.
because it's probably not like this year, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Things that I can see. Maybe probably the tripod just so I can use it as a
it's
weapon.
a weapon. Yeah, you got a whole box of knives over here.
Oh, I was gonna bring the knives.
I have those though.
Yeah.
You can have a knife. You can use a knife for more than killing.
That's true too. For
You can get fruit
skinning an animal. There's a lot of shit.
after I killed it with my teeth. Yeah, I bit its neck.
Isn't it crazy that there's animals out there? There's other creatures in the world
Dude,
that has to kill
it-
shit with its face.
It
Isn't that
drives me
crazy?
crazy.
We got real lucky.
Kill shit with its face.
Like a wolf. Like there was a video that just like surfaced like of this like wolf, this like coyote trying to kill this cat.
I saw that. Yeah.
Like think about trying to be that coyote trying to kill that thing with his face. It's like I gotta get really close.
Yeah, it's got to be the perfect moment.
And the
And I've
cat's
gotta
just
be
like
able to see
slashing
that.
the shit of its face.
Yeah, it's fucking it up. And the cat was just like, I'm going to hang out under the table for some fucking
And
reason.
then it just climbs
jumped
up on-
Finally. Shit. Every time it moved, that fucking coyote was like, I'm going to bite you.
Yep,
But it couldn't. It's a cat. Cats
Yeah.
are fast. Fast cat.
So it's like, damn, dude. You know, our sharks have to kill shit with its face.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, they don't have it. They can't like bat something down like a coyote can. They have to kill it with their mouth. That's why it's so wide. Their whole fucking huge head. And if they miss, then 1, they're bad sharks. 2, they're dead.
and they're hungry.
Because the fish that it tried to kill is going to kill it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you follow Nature's Metal on Instagram?
I've seen it.
You
Yeah.
should definitely follow
I
that
think I've
shit.
seen it on TikTok.
I don't know if you
before.
like that morbid stuff as much as I do.
Oh, I've seen it on Reddit.
yeah.
I've seen it on Reddit a lot. Yeah. I
So
try
I'm-
not to anymore though.
I'm
I can't watch gore anymore. Like in real life gore.
mhm. Dude, I watched so many people
Can't
like
do it.
getting fucked up videos.
I can't do it.
I just watched this one of this guy had like they had I know it was another like firework one,
Mm-hmm.
and he blew off his hand, and he like lifted up his hand in front of like all these people at like a Coachella thing, and he took a beer and he just chugged it with his other hand.
Can't do it.
There was a one before that, which was one based in El Paso.
Uh-huh.
And it was like teenage kids. They had to be no more than like 17, 18 years old. And they just
Sure.
blew their hands off. And there's literally one that blew off both their hands. And he was like he was using his stubs to pick up all of his like stuff. And he was like getting in the back of a truck. And they were taking him to the hospital.
Good Lord.
And I watch it and I smile. Every time I watch it, I smile. And I don't smile because like I don't. No. Let me explain. I smile because I'm like,
please
dude, like I'm like, I don't know what the fuck else do you want me to do. Like, it's
Turn
done.
it off. You don't have to watch it.
No, but if I was there, I'd be like, dude, I don't know what you want me to do.
Yeah,
'cause
but you
it's
weren't
so
there.
fucked up.
You don't have to put yourself there just to watch the video.
That's the weird thing too. Is like, dude, it's like
You're the weird
what
thing.
people don't understand is like it's the equivalent of like plugging yourself into a hard drive and you're
Uh-huh.
downloading all that information onto your hard drive.
And you'll never forget it. Because it's graphic and terrifying. So you're just filling your
Both of
brain
them.
with
Both of
horrible
them.
things.
And the thing is, like, what's so funny is like, we could watch a porno
Mm-hmm.
and it could be 360. And you're like, this is the worst dog shit I've ever seen.
Sure.
But if you see a 360, like, of a man getting his hand blown off, you're like, I recognize everything of what
Good.
happening.
Yeah, I've seen God. As soon as you see hands getting blown off, you're like,
It's the weirdest thing.
time to log off.
It's the same pixels, but you can totally clear. You're like, oh my God.
This is horrible.
But if it was with the porno, you're like, get that pish posh out of here.
You're fucking crazy.
Dude, I stay up so late at night. And I look at the weirdest shit.
Stop it.
Oh,
don't
dude.
show me.
I used to send it to you.
I know. And I hated it.
I used to send you the
I
weirdest
knew exactly what it was because the fucking title was always graphic.
shit. Yeah. Oh,
I was just
man.
like, I don't need to see a kid getting in a car wreck right now.
What?
Good. I don't got to see a fucking dog
know,
running into a knife factory.
Yeah, you're just always like, why?
Yeah. Like, don't. Stop it.
That's what I do.
God, dude. Crazy.
There's,
I used to be able to see that. I didn't, like, seek it.
but the thing is, what's so funny is like, yeah, because like I used to think when I was a young kid, like that's when like Kevin,
The boys.
the
I
boys,
think we say his name.
yeah,
Kevin.
Calvin, when
Yeah.
Calvin
Uh-huh.
Montego,
K-
whatever his last name.
Calvin Montego. Yeah.
What was it? They fucked up the credit card company fucked up on his name.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah. What was his fucking name? Kevin
McCondy.
Gandhi. That's it. Yeah.
It's just easier for us if you just keep it like that.
Yeah, it's probably still McCondy.
He probably is. In turn, it's probably better that the fact that
God.
he has it like that. Kevin McCondy.
I gotta give a bunch of credit cards my fake name. Get some credit cards.
But like, yeah, he like so growing up, like you were friends with all the smart kids, and they would always be looking at that weird shit.
I know, it
all the
sucked.
time.
I hated it. I was like the dumb kid with the smart kids.
And then
And they were like, hey, Rotten.com exists. And I
But-
was just like, I would rather die than
back
see
then, I would
somebody-
never want to watch any of that stuff.
I saw a picture of a guy who got his head chopped off by a helicopter, like from the
Oh, yeah.
like forehead. I was just like, I'm done, dude. I was 13. I don't need to see this shit. So when Kobe died, I was just like, I get it, dude.
They
I
had
know
the
exactly what
yeah.
happened.
there's
know.
Reddits where you can go and you can
I
see
know.
the,
I saw the autopsy report.
the remains.
I don't know if it was real, but I
Yeah.
saw the autopsy report, and it was pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I saw a fucking TikTok with John Denver's autopsy report 'cause he crashed his plane
Yeah.
into a fucking river, eviscerated, just skin and bones, barely,
Mm-hmm.
whatever's left. They couldn't find like most of his body. It was insane. Brought him back in bags. Horrifying.
Horrific.
But it's a
Shocking.
guy that never, he never scored 81. So with Kobe, it was a little bit more important.
True.
He probably had 81 hits. But ding. Batting 1,000. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Podcast is over. We're done.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
I gotta leave. I'm tired.
All right.
I'm so high and also drunk. It's a nightmare. And I
Like,
love
comment,
every
and
second of
subscribe.
it.
And I'm almost like, I'm gonna have to edit this in a weird way too. Probably.
No,
sweeten
just
two
leave
things.
it, dude.
Oh no! In the sense of like the audio is gonna, I have to export it in two different formats. It's no big deal. All right. Well,
Go follow John. Follow me on IamAaronNaylor.com and at IamAaronNaylor.
and yeah, like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is a little bit extra longer than we normally do. Hope you guys enjoy it.
You pigs love the slop.
All right.
Bye. I love you.
Bye.
Ow. I ripped my hair out. Jesus Christ. That sucked.